Hello and welcome once again to Wandering Monster America's Test Table. We don't play test games, we stress test them. I am John Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
Bridget Brave.
I'm a fish in a man-shaped trench coat.
And I am PL McMilan.
Friends, I just took a shot of pickle juice to take the stank off some nausea, and we are here to talk about something I love, which is the deep, dark abyss of the ocean. I love it. Mr. Bernard fears it. Healthily. No, there's no mockery in that statement. It is a terrifying thing, and I am a fool and he is wise. That said, the inner workings of the ocean is an incredible thing. The way that life exists in such conditions that really kind of defy what we as humans consider to be livable in any way, shape, or form is incredible. And okay, Bernard, despite your terrific fear of the deep, dark ocean, you got to admit those critters look baller as fuck.
Yeah, and
They
I
look
mean,
incredible.
to clarify, it is a fear that is based on the understanding that we don't belong there. That, there are things that have evolved to live in the ocean that are like I learned today that there's a beaked whale that's like a mammal that dives as deep as like 8,000 feet, and I was like, how? And or maybe it was 8,000 feet, because I was like, that's almost 2 miles, and it can take a breath and dive that deep, but it evolved to. We did not. Our soft, pink, fleshy, like air breathing, one atmosphere enduring bodies do not belong at like 8 atmospheres of pressure plus,
We have published a number of deep sea horror novels and sea-based horror novels here at Madness Art Press. Most notably, Land Shark, Encyclopedia Sharksploitanica, Trenchmouth. And Trenchmouth is Christine Morgan. So as soon as I got it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to publish this. But I did read it. I did slush it. And there's a scene in there that involves whale fall, which is what happens when a whale dies and it sinks to the bottom of the ocean. And she described it in such amazing detail that I was like, yep, publishing, green light, go. So you might notice that our layout is not the normal layout that we do. You might also notice that Mr. Patchkey has beautiful, long, strawberry pink red hair that's gorgeous. So
hello,
Mr. Patchkey is no longer Mr. Patchkey, and
no, Mr. Patchkey.
PL is not a.
The P stands for Patchkey.
Yeah, actually, PL is also Lemons. It's Patchkey Lemons McMilan. We're bringing all back now. Patchkey is no longer Patchkey. Patchkey is now Papa Patchkey.
Yeah.
He and his wife Jenny have brought a beautiful baby meatball into this world. It has metamorphosized into a meatloaf, and we are all very happy for him. You may also notice that I am not doing great, and I have hiccups. I am currently on day 3 of chemotherapy, and it is making me a pink, hiccupy, nauseous thing. I'm going to be muted a lot, so you will probably hear, John, you're on mute quite a bit tonight.
John, if you blow chunks on camera,
oh my god, I might.
I'm pretty sure our like numbers would go up. That's content.
Trigger warning: chunks may be incoming.
We'll put a warning on the stream.
I have.
Can that be a book that you publish? Trigger warning: chunks may be incoming.
I mean, I do.
That
I
should
do
be a
have
module for a splatter league.
I do have an annual anthology that we publish called Trigger Warning. We've done.
Yeah.
I thought you said anal anthology
chunks
at first.
Incoming.
I heard anal.
Yeah, I did too.
I heard
Annual.
And I was like, okay, a butt anthology. I'm liking this.
I mean, I can. I own the publishing company.
Yeah,
I can
do it. Do it. I have an ass story I've been looking for a home for.
You know what? So long as chunks come out, I'm in. Or out, as the case may be.
I won't spoil it.
But he's okay. Look, we're getting way off topic. the way we can get this back on topic is
For me to ask you a
in
question, John, do fishes have asses?
yes,
Do fish
but
have
but
asses?
let me explain. Tonight we were playing a game where the world is flooded and fish are rare. Do you know why fish are rare in this world, Charles? I'm not asking Ian. You
Um,
can't answer. PL, Bridget, or Charles, do you know why fish are rare? There's an answer I will tell you, but I want you to take a guess real quick.
They're hoarded by rich
Climate
assholes.
change.
All right, Bridget.
I'm going to go with rich assholes.
Okay, PL, you're out. Sorry, incorrect. The reason is not rich assholes. It's
rigged.
my asshole. I've put all the fish in there. All the fish are in my butt, and I ain't rich. Sorry. Unfortunately,
Well, in
no.
case anyone
PL is
wants to know
is
what
correct.
Chuck Tingle looks like, Chuck Tingle has joined us.
You know, John, I think that you're now rich in omega-3 fatty acids.
Mm.
I,
Well, you don't wanna eat him
I am
'cause
rich
he's
in
gonna have a
mercury,
whole
my
bunch of
friends.
mercury.
My blood can tell you the temperature. I am going
We
on
just
mute
made the
because I
same
cannot
joke
bear
at
the
the
sound of my
same
own
time.
hiccups echoing in my ear anymore.
I'll
Friends,
take
I
over.
give you the one and only Ian Servas to tell us about this wet game we're going to play.
Let's
Ian,
get
take it
wet.
away.
So this is why I said that I was a fish in a man-sized or man appearance trench coat, because this game is all about fish. So as you'd said, you're right. We are suffering through the ecological disasters that we have cultivated, mostly for ourselves, some naturally, but we know that the megacorps are definitely speeding along the world's inevitable demise. And as you have established, fish are rare. Inasmuch as Philip K. Dick's do, androids dream of electric sheep, where animals are a status symbol, so are fish in WetRunner. And what better way to make a quick buck or to make a political statement than to be a professional fish thief or a diver? So that is what the group of you mostly are, divers. You are the elite criminals who steal fish. You also might be a reclaimer. They're not mutually exclusive, but they're an alliance of groups of people that are trying to repopulate the oceans with new technology, try to get the fish cultivation back on track. So, just kind of like how in Shadowrun you run for various tasks, here you're swimming or running or jumping, whatever it is, to steal fish. So, each of our characters are based a little bit off of a ichthyoid um, archetype of some kind, and this game is powered by the Fate system. So it's meant to be very light, loose, and quick paced, with an emphasis on storytelling, and of course here, fish puns. So that being said, let us introduce our scaly and wet and cold and clammy cast for the evening. We do need someone, because Pashke's not here, who would normally go first. We need someone else to volunteer to go first.
Well, my
Who
name
wants
is
to be on that
also
hook?
Charles, so I think it's only right that I get to go first.
That'd work.
As a fellow member of the Fraternal Order of Charleses. So tonight I will be playing Baza, which is it's a shame that I don't do accent work, because that really would sound banging in an Australian accent, like Baza. But
Fun fact: this game is Australian.
oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that explains it. Because that's the most Australian name I've ever seen. It says here I'm a genius. I'm not sure about that. It also says here I'm a computer expert. I'm not sure about that either. However, there are things I have in common with this character. I too dropped out of not one but numerous colleges. I too have a checkered employment history. I too have a small companion, although mine is a dog, and in Baz's case, it's a robot named Anklebiter. And I'm not calling Anklebiter an AI, because as a robot, Anklebiter is like about as smart as a furry, give or take. A Furby, rather. Excuse me, Freudian slip. So like if you think of a Furby as an AI, then Anklebiter is too. But yeah.
You
Um,
definitely now need to apologize to our loyal furry community who tune in each week to watch our exploits.
Nothing but big flops and yiffs to my furry brethren, and non-binary folks. And anything else about me you need to know? No, I am wearing a really fantastic outfit I'd like to describe from this character illustration. I think that the color scheme can be described as vaporwave. So like
Mhm.
lavender board shorts and kind of a like trench coat come Hawaiian shirt, which is awesome. And I think there should be like Hawaiian trench coats. Yeah, that's all. Or lab coat. Sorry, it's like a Hawaiian lab coat, I think.
For the people who are watching our stream or the recording, you might see in the background pictures circulating, and so that is the sinker in the lower right corner.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm definitely a sinker. I'm happy not to be a floater, and that's it.
All right, I'll go up next. I'm Dolphin. I'm a hook. So I am great at, let's say, retrieving objects that maybe are not necessarily mine to retrieve. Um, yeah, I've been doing this most of my life. I think I'm pretty good at it. And I've decided that my singular mission on as part of this crew is to give us a good crew name. So I will be offering up some possible crew names throughout this.
All right. I'm Cruz, the angler. I'm the one who gets us in the front door because I'm gorgeous, obviously. Brightly colored like a distracting fish. I dart in there, weaving my charms around like a net. Bim bam bobbity boop. We're out with the fish, eating fries at the local cyber McDonald's out there, future stuff. I'm athletic. Also, fun fact about me: I'm a illegitimate heir from a powerful family. I won't tell you which one. You can try to guess based on my looks, but I like to make my own way, so I don't ask them for money. I make my own money by stealing fish.
Petition to add Bim Bam Boppity Boop to the Wandering Monster lexicon.
Mhm. Seconded.
I will stumble over it every single time, but I welcome it. Bip, bip-a-doo, bip-a, beep-em-bop.
My name is Ray, and I swear to God, if anyone else asks me to synergize any sort of fucking paradigms, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Yes, I did used to work in the synergizing outcast paradigms into a, let's call it, shark infested scenario. I was a corporate fixer. I have left that life behind me because don't get me wrong, I love sleaze. I love greed. These things are good, in my opinion. However, there are lines. There are lines we should not cross. There are people in this world who need to pay. They need to be set right. They need to feel the crushing depths of the ocean around them, and they need to be hurt. These are the kind of sleaze I enjoy covering in my own particular brand of paradigm shifting sleaze. There are also innocent people. I do not want to hurt these people, and so I left the corporate life behind. Here I am with these bozos. No, not bozos. Ray, be nice. Be nice to the bozos. With these fine people trying to make things right. You know.
You can call me Bozo. That's cool with me.
I tried to be good. I tried to be. I tried to be friendly. Anyway, that is me, Ray.
Ray, the fixer.
I think that you could totally lean in with Ray doing the whole like Rick Sanchez tick.
Yes, with the hiccups.
Yeah.
I do not
Oh, jeez, John.
I do not sexually harass women online in
No,
disgusting ways, so I'm gonna go
But-
ahead and skate right under that one.
but if you hiccup in mid sentence, especially if it's a sweary sentence, that does make it funnier.
That's
and also,
fair.
it just proves that so many people do the voice well. They don't even need the asshole. They can
Yeah.
just get anybody to do it.
Yep. Yep. You
So-
poor
Yeah,
bastard.
I do want to point out that I have always had an intense hatred for hiccups.
I have a
Oh.
foolproof hiccups remedy if you want it.
What's that?
It's chemical. It's not one of those weird ones where people like scare you or whatever. Take
global warming.
take a kitchen match, a sulfur match, strike it, let it burn off like that thing on the head, and then drop it into a glass of water, fish the match out of the water and throw it away, the soggy match, and drink the water. It's something from that ignition of like the sulfur head of the match. Like if you drink that in solution, something about it stops hiccups. Someone told me about it one time. I tried it. It's worked ever since. So
I
give it a.
have
Interesting.
steroids.
Oh my god, where's
No, I
the
have
the more you know?
I
in there?
have
We need the-
Patchkey.
The more
give me,
you
Patchkey
know.
did give me the gifts. I have not installed them, unfortunately. Sorry, y'all.
I'll
Um,
You were
do-
too
I'll do
busy
all of it,
saving
it's
your
fine.
life.
I
Unacceptable.
have a I have been given muscle relaxants to help deal with them.
Oh,
However, John will not be upright if he takes a muscle relaxer. If he said, "All right, Ray,
You've
what do
never
you
been
do?"
right.
I think maybe you should take them now and then just like slowly fade out during the show.
You just
Oh,
want
that
you
would
just
be
want
We'll
every
keep
you
the
want
camera
every
on
instance
you.
of PL on this show to be me just slowly succumbing to substances.
Yes, and then once you're unconscious, I'll just take over and everything will go fine. Don't worry about it.
This show is
this-
ever more taking its like swan dive, becoming Hamilton's pharmacopoeia.
Did you guys see that one episode of Wandering Monster where the producer fell asleep and it was 12 hours long?
It'll be legendary.
Method acting. We are committed to method acting, except for me because I can't act worth crud. But you're stuck with me. So we set the scene in the distant, wet, and well, slightly fishy future. In
Kevin
Pinnacle City,
Costner is aboard a boat.
we need to have like we need to do like a nice loving like tribute to Paul Rubens who just passed and like have like word
Yeah.
of the day, because there is a Kevin Costner reference that is going to surface in a little bit, but
Hell
you are
yeah.
in
I'll fight
Pinnacle
anyone
City.
who disses Waterworld, by the way. I just want to say that right up front.
I loved that movie. I didn't understand why everyone hated it.
I have no idea. It's great.
Yeah.
Pinnacle City is a planned city on the Pacific Rim. So it started off as a kind of an experiment to see how effectively humans could live as kind of this hybrid environment to live and survive. And it's been a hub for the reclaimers and their experiments and efforts to restore the ocean. But of course, like most things, the big corpos have gotten their slimy tendrils in it and are slowly making it more corporate, subverting the causes, buying people out, and generally just over commercializing and smacking billboards and neon everywhere. But that's where we really start the scene, is in your favorite watering hole, the place where you kick up jobs, kind of like when you run into what is it in Shadowrun? Is it Mr. Black? Is it Mr. Jobs? You find your connection that helps connect you to your gigs. Now, I remember someone saying that they wanted to pick a name for something, whether it's a team or not. What is the name of your favorite watering hole?
Well,
Yeah, that's
Go
your
ahead.
job, Bridget.
Mine's the
Yeah.
it's the rim job. We're at the rim
Yeah.
job.
That is great, because otherwise there's going to be like short Jim Coppers.
Can it be the Pacific Rim jobs?
Yeah, it's the Pacific Rim job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I just say all 5 of us could fit in a kaiju's butthole and get to licking. So
Kaiju's butthole should be like the name of the bar that's in the back. That like
I love
that so
locals
much.
really know about. You say it's
Most
the
kaiju I've
squeakeasy?
seen, most kaiju I've seen, I assume they have a cloaca or
Cloaca.
whatever.
It depends.
Yeah.
There are mammalian kaiju, so just gotta get the right one to get in that
yeah,
butthole.
Just the
true.
one hole.
Kong, yeah.
So you are getting your favorite beverages and just kind of slinking around looking for a plug. And it so happens that as you are seated, kind of giving that look that shows that you are looking for a job, that someone enters in the front door. Conveniently, of course, the jukebox kicks on, playing some type of tune in minor key, as this person plunks along in your direction. The first thing you notice is that this person has a peg leg. You know that most people could get nice cybernetic implants, but this person is either sticking to a bit or something, but it is a loud, thunking peg leg. The person has a scraggly beard and kind of wears like a little bit of a throwback to the fisherman with a yellow like raincoat with a hat. You hear people whispering on the sides, That's it's Mr. Carp. It's Mr. Carp. Look at him. He's walking on the peg leg." And any of you who used to be divers, would instantly recognize this person as being one of the premier divers until he took a shark to the leg. But ever since then, he's been a plug for all kinds of interesting jobs, usually needing either very skilled divers or reclaimers. And he beelines in your direction.
Mr. Cod? That's his name?
Carp.
And
Carp.
Mr. Carp.
Ah,
Oh, God.
okay, thank you. Mr.
He
Carp is
just sits
slightly
down
better than
without-
Mr. Cod.
Just sits down without being invited. Mr. Carp. No.
Does he have
Mr.
like one
Carp.
bulging eye and like the whole grizzled mean? I've really got a kind of a mental picture of this guy.
Go with your
Absolutely.
gut.
He
Yeah.
leans in, giving you that eye, and it seems to really bulge out. And he pulls out some eye drops and like sticks it back a bit, and he goes, "Sorry about that. It's glandular. Happens when you get the bends too many times." But
Oh,
Mm.
terrifying.
So, Mr. Carp, you're obviously here for a reason.
And yes, I have a client who's specifically asking for the lot. And he thinks about it, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a corncob pipes, uses the stem to point at you. The lot of you. Here that you're some divers looking for some work. I'm assuming you're not too busy tomorrow evening for a easy job.
I lean in with my cyber lighter, go light that for you.
I'm
What-
assuming this involves pay.
Second, the nice lady is lighting my
Mhm.
pipe. You smell like seaweed coming out of the pipe. Like it's
Ooh.
very acrid. Like it's like someone has just tossed a bunch of kombu to make some miso, and it's just like wafting up. You can't imagine it's pleasant at all. But he takes a long, hearty pull on it, and then points the stem, and then blows the smoke in your direction, Dolphin, and says, "Yes, lots of pay. Client is well-to-do, as it were."
What's the target?
Bert, it's a natural tiger pufferfish. None of those synth fish, none of those clone fish, none of those stock fish. A real deep ocean catch. Well, not that deep, but you catch the drift. It's a prized possession of a one Mr. Wade Turner, who all of you would know is like a huge streamer in the future. Everyone knows the person's name. Most people have a very strong opinion. He's just kind of an asshole. Just that's his shtick. He's made his whole media empire on being an asshole, and he's recently become a protege of the New Tide Corporation, kind of the CEO's underling, and really poised for growth because he's so much of an asshole. Client wants you to smooth your way into his birthday party he's hosting in his penthouse tomorrow night and swipe his prize fish underneath his nose.
Well, I'm in purely because I think puffer fish are neat.
They are pretty neat.
I'm in because he's an asshole and I want to see him cry.
I'm in for the
Yeah.
money.
I'm having to take New Tide down.
Do you have any other details? Like, is the fish going to be in the main area? Do you know how many guests are going to be there? Any security we should be aware of?
The first thing that you need to know about this whole scenario is Rupert is extremely toxic, unless prepared right and is quite delicious. But don't stick him in your mouth.
Shoot, that was like my first thought.
Mm.
Um, yeah. And he pulls open his coat and he pulls out like a loose lidded Tupperware with some like sea clams and like little like squid, and he goes, "This is perfect bait for Rupert." And pulls out some little hooks as well. You can use these to lure him. Be careful; they're gentle. But the security and all of that, you'll figure that out. You'll do your research. You're professionals. They've got. Of course, it's going to be security. Of course, assholes like that always need people. But it is at the top of the New Tide Creator Space on the top floor of the Kevin Costner Memorial Tower.
Huh.
There it is. May his memory be a blessing. All right. Yeah, cool. Before we, yeah, I say we accept the job and take the special bait, and I don't think we'll need those hooks. Those seem inhumane. And then we'll get to planning this job.
Yeah, there's a couple of aquariums around the facility or this penthouse. He's gonna be somewhere, probably in a guarded tank in a maintenance area is what I guess. So
Good to know.
well, I will be conveniently waiting outside the tower, halfway through the party in a car for you. So if you make Rupert out and not in your mouth, and he looks specifically at you, Dolphin, then I'll be there to make the exchange.
Dolphin, it's just that you got such a big welcoming mouth. Everyone wants to come in that mouth,
I
Dolphin.
store everything in there. What do you want from me?
You like take your wallet out. You're like, here, let me get this.
Buy me a freaking backpack already.
I gave you a fanny pack last Christmas and you said it was too glittery. Or as they call it now in the future, wet mass.
Wet mass.
That's just such an appealing combination of words.
It's my favorite time of year.
So is there some equivalent to like public terminals or a computer network or whatever in this in the Pacific Rim jobs?
There's going to be a internet station for you to connect to. A lot of people don't have great access these days because a lot of the deep sea lines that were ran during the Google Fiber project were severed during the upheavals and all the underwater volcanoes and all of those terrible things. So yeah, there's a kiosk.
Rising of Great Cthulhu. Yeah, I got it.
How happens now? So how this is going to work is that this adventure is a heist, and the module is inspired by Crime World, which is from Fate Worlds Volume 2, which provides a framework. So live for our audience, we're actually going to be building out the heist together. So some of these details are going to be coming from the roles that you're going to make and partly by your character background. We'll try to make this as kind of rapid fire as possible. I'll shave down a couple of areas so we can get to the meat of the action. First, you already know what the score is. The concept is that you want Rupert, which is Wade's prize pufferfish, and the core conflict is to weaken this person's appearance with his CEO and make him look like a fool in front of his guests. So the setup that we're going to be doing here is we're going to make some rolls based on your character and help kind of flesh out some of these aspects. So the first thing is all of you are going to make a roll, and you're going to pick whatever of your skills you think is going to be most relevant for your character about researching or doing some planning. And whoever gets the highest of that roll, or like a 3 or greater, you're going to be kind of dictating a little bit of setting the scene for all of this. So taking a look at your character, pick your stat, and then make the first roll. For people who haven't played Fate, it is a 4d6 system, but uses custom dice, where you would either normally have a negative, a plus, or a nothing on a side. But we simulate that by doing 1 through 2 as a negative, 3 through 4 as a 0, and then 5 through 6 as a plus.
All right. I guess I'll go. I'll use my clever,
Okay.
and I'm using the fate dice roller, so I got a +1 average.
All right. Your clever for your character is +1, so that would be a total of +2 for you. All right. Who's next?
I already went, and mine is a grand total of. Let me see. I'm using my sinker, which is good +3, and my roll was a +1, so that's 4 total.
Okay, so we have Sinker's probably going to take the lead there. Do either of the other two of you have a 3+?
Like with rolling.
I have a 3, but not a 4.
Okay.
Like,
Uh,
if I understand correctly, I rolled a +2, and my clever is a +2.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you matched me. Yeah.
Ooh.
Fantastic. So what I'll do is to kind of speed up this process, I'll have you do 2 4s, both kind of give an aspect to this, and then we'll kind of move this train a little bit along faster. So since you got the first 4, you get to pick what your skill is. I think you said both of you used clever, I believe. What is a fact about the situation that you're up against? Since you both have success with style, you can make this as fun as possible. It just needs to be a objective kind of fact about the situation.
I misunderstood which one we were rolling against, and so I only would have had a 3. So actually, PL gets to
Okay.
take the
Ooh.
reins.
One thing that I found out as I was chatting with security is because this guy loves Rupert so much, every hour on the hour, some handler takes Rupert out and puts him in a special display aquarium, and it's all lit up, and it has like little edible fish glitter in there. And
Love
they
it.
all praise Rupert, and it's really weird for like 5 minutes, and then they put him back.
I think it sounds
That is
adorable.
fantastic. All
Every
right.
hour on the hour. That's good.
Every hour on the hour, even at night, apparently, when like people are trying to sleep.
Praying is very important when you're enthralled to a fish deity guy.
Hmm.
Okay. Fantastic. So after that, we're going to do that one more time. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. One more of those rolls real quickly, and we'll pick one more fact from the group of you, and then we will start to kind of get the heist rolling.
I'm not going to roll this time since I already gave one.
I got a +4.
This time I got a rock. Yeah, I only got a 3.
I got a. What approach are we rolling against? We get to choose, right?
Whatever one you pick.
And what is line again?
Line
It's against
is
the other stats I thought that were like careful, clever, flashy,
Yeah.
forceful, quick,
Okay.
and sneaky.
Okay, so I can't use line. Okay, then I got +4.
okay. Then fantastic. All right, both of you give me some type of fact about the situation. It could be about the guests, it could be about the security, it could be at the building, could be anything that's related to the research that you've been doing with that role that you just made.
All right, I used my sneaky stat for this one. So I want to point out that there is actually a service entrance off to the side. It's kind of out of the way. There are a bunch of large plants actually blocking it. So I bet people wouldn't even be noticing that. It might be an easy way to get in and out without a lot of eyes on us.
And I used my clever. I actually have contacts in New Tide that was able to secure me an invitation to the party, and two, through favors owed, 2 positions on the catering staff.
Hey. Well, you have a lot of information. You already know a way that you can get in, some points of vulnerability, and then a way that you can probably get your hands on your prize. So the next phase is thinking about how you want to approach this heist, any other kind of preparations that you want to do. And once you feel ready, all of you are then going to roll to see who takes the lead. Unless someone wants to volunteer and take the lead, you're going to figure out an approach and basically execute it.
So I know exactly what we should do. Okay. We snatch Rupert on his way in or out of that tank. We get him that Ziploc bag. We get a tiny fish parachute. We throw him out the window to the waiting car below. Bim, bam, bobbity, boop, and we're done. I bet I bet Mr. Carp has a sunroof in his car too. So just imagine Rupert just, beautiful.
Don't worry, Bridget knows a shortcut.
I do.
Cinder block through the front of the aquarium. Yeah.
we'll let all the fish free.
Yeah.
I'm kind of serious about that because the 2 people in the catering uniforms could take 2 of the people who are in charge of handling Rupert to the back and knock them out and swap uniforms.
It's true.
Well,
So here's what I'm going to suggest.
I can't be one of the people in catering uniforms because I've got my little friend Ankle Biter, and while it would be adorable,
Just
I
put a
don't think
bow
we're going
tie
to be
on
able
him.
to. I was going to say I don't think we can find a little caterer costume for him. Maybe
have
put him
time.
under the. What was that?
What I was going to suggest is PL and Bridget come in as caterers.
Wow, is there a reason for that? I don't need an invite. I don't need a job. Okay. I'm a cruise. I just walk in the door. Do you
I was
understand?
hoping to drop in from the ceiling on a series of wires, actually.
All right,
that's
I'll
an
be
option.
a caterer.
There, fine.
Okay, the person who is not going to be a caterer. They can drop in through the secret entrance that Bridget figured out, and they can take the handler's place after we knock him out. Goes out, praises Rupert, gets Rupert back, walks him to the back room where he normally lives, and chunk him out the window with his fish parachute.
Maybe we should get the fish parachute before we go.
Yeah,
or
I
build
think
it or
so.
something.
Yeah.
I was going to make it
I
out
can
of his.
I've actually got a skill for cleverly crafting when putting together blah 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 something in the field. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's my MacGyvering skill, but I'm not sure if I have anything I could make a fish parachute out of. I don't really have an inventory. What is there nearby that I could make a fish parachute out of?
Napkins?
Does this
This is like one of those egg drop.
do they like
challenges.
things neat and tidy at Pacific Rim jobs, or do they like it messy and nasty?
We like it pretty sloppy, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
More,
That's actually
the more
on
slob-
the
the more slobby, the better.
It's on the sign, actually. It says that. We like things sloppy.
No napkins, lick your fingers, it says on the sign.
We have wet wipes if there's a mess.
Wet wipe for a fish, I think would be an appropriate parachute, don't you? Yeah, I mean, wet wipe fish, get it? Anyway,
Yeah, I got you.
okay. Uh,
So the so as this game very much is focused on aspects, the aspects that ever kind of really come from this are, and I'm shortening them down: worship the fish, since everyone worships Rupert on the hour; service entrance; and catering uniforms, or let's dress up like caterers, are the
And pop out. We
kind
got
of
Dr. J in
aspects
the
that I'm
building.
seeing as developing out of here. So you have a basic plan of what your general approach is going to be. Um, so you are able to, from this point out, start to conduct your heist.
so, other than dressing up like a caterer, what am I supposed to do, if
Cater.
anything? Cater? Okay.
Cater, yeah.
All right. I'll get right on that. Where are we going to get our uniforms from?
So, as a quick interjection, so all of you would start this game with 1 point, 1 fate point, and then several of you have rolled 4+. So, in this kind of planning phase, each of those 4s that you roll, you'll get a bonus fate point. And those you can use to activate one of your stunts or to invoke one of your aspects. That might help you get the equipment that you might need, or also help you to kind of set this initial phase
Well,
of your plan.
that's the beautiful thing. I was using my role. You aren't just getting caterer uniforms. You were actually hired as a caterer for this.
Oh,
So you don't even
cool.
there's no sneaking. We can just walk in.
Excellent.
So the plan is
love that.
definitely parachuting Rupert, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if we have Dolphin dropping through the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
but then we have somebody being a caterer and then people being guests, who's doing the fish grab?
I am.
Oh, one of the cater or the person who's impersonating. The three of us are getting in via invitation and catering jobs.
Hmm.
The first, and Bridget, who's dropping in from the ceiling, is going to knock out the the handler, take their place, bring Rupert to be worshipped, and then upon removing Rupert to be from worship, we'll chunk him out the window with a parachute. The three of us then walk out.
Should
Okay.
the three not handling Rupert cause a bit of a distraction? So all eyes are on us.
I
and
think so. I think the two caterers should cause a distraction that is inappropriate, and then I can like apologize intensely for the folks I got the jobs, and I will walk them out to be harshly reprimanded, and we all leave.
Okay, then I'm not being a caterer. I never make a mistake. It's just gonna have to be you and your robot. Okay, the robot
Okay.
is the other caterer.
All right.
I'll sneak myself in using my skills.
Okay.
The robot
So-
caterer would be a good distraction. Can he like glitch on command or something?
Oh yeah, he can do all kinds of stuff on command. But let's see. Do we have the makings of stilts? I love the idea of him on stilts in a coat, but I guess I could just have him be like a cute little bitty robot caterer for everybody
I
to
imagine
like.
him as like Gur from
Yeah.
Invaders.
Yeah. That's exactly the vibe I'm going for with him. I'm just gonna let him be cute, and I'll wear a caterer's uniform and say like, "Yeah, you should hire me more often. I come with an adorable robot." Yeah,
Beautiful.
there we go. All right.
And then if needed, the guests, so me and you, can be on hand if Dolphin has trouble getting Rupert away from the handlers. So we could kind of be on lookout.
I'm picturing Dolphin like trying to drop in on fishing line and it just like snarling up.
Mhm. I have faith in Dolphin, actually.
I do too.
Hmm. I'm very good at this.
All right, so that's the plan. On the top of the hour, Ankle Biter causes the glitch. Then Dolphin drops down, gets a handle on the handler, switches into the uniform, acts the part, and then as soon as the worshipping is done, gets the fish out of there by dropping him out of the window.
Okay,
Right, and then
I've
we
got
have a full hour to make our escape before anyone notices anything is wrong.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I
I've
think we'll
got
be
an
good.
idea. I've got an idea that might help us out. Hang on a second. Do 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 do. Yeah, been there, got sacked. Is I'm just making sure. Yeah. Okay. So, never mind. It doesn't work that way. I thought I could invoke a former job I'd have, but it doesn't quite work that way. Never mind.
Now, keep in mind that as we are going through this, my job as GM is to use your aspects against you and also leverage your opponent's aspects against you as well. So I've been taking notes about some of these connections that you have and some of your bits of plan. So we're going to see how this turns out. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with this plan
Nothing.
that you've made?
It's sturdy as
Oh,
hell. This plan.
Nothing, so long as our GM's not an asshole.
Wait, are we making the parachute or buying it?
We should probably
We
buy
should
it.
buy it. We have time, and Dolphin's gonna have it on their person.
Yeah.
So
In their
like we don't
mouth,
have to.
probably.
Yeah, yeah. So okay. So part of our preparation is to get a fish-sized parachute and maybe a homing beacon in case Rupert gets hit by a gust of wind, so
Or
we can
a
track him.
falcon.
Or a falcon.
Right.
Is there an anti-bird spray we could also put on it?
What do you think? I'm
gonna say
Batman?
yes.
I've just got that in my utility
if-
belt.
Will someone make me a line
Uh-oh.
check?
I will. My line is real
Okay.
good. No. That's a 3.
If only nature had somehow had this fish evolve to give it some type of defense mechanisms
Oh, so-
against predators.
okay, but if it's in a Ziploc bag and attached to a parachute, the bird could grab the parachute, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's just get the anti-bird spray to be safe.
I'm just going to assume, Cruz, that since you are so well to do, you've probably never really spent much quality time with a pufferfish or know anything about their anatomy, so I
Not
love
at
it.
all.
She knows her way around a cloaca. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all you need in this watery world. That's so
That's
fun.
right.
One hole.
Have
One
cloaca,
hole.
well travel.
Pizza.
All right, do we need anything else?
I mean, other than a snowball's chance in hell, I can't think of anything.
No, we'll be fine. We're experts. Look at us. Oh my god, we have
That's
so
right.
much experience. We definitely didn't lie on our resumes to get the job. Okay, let's
Not at
go.
all.
Definitely not.
Okay, so the heist is set to be the next day. You know that you have this large party. In fact, almost any type of social media you go on to, there is a post from your target, Wade Turner, about how awesome he is and how he's got this cool birthday party, but only cool people to get to go. And so if you subscribe to his like Patreon, Twitch thing, he'll give you exclusive content that you can watch because if you don't have an invite, that's the only time you get to see all this cool stuff. An exclusive at the top of the hour praising of the Rupert. It's going to be fantastic. There's going to be all kinds of little tchotchke giveaways and everything about praising the Rupert. The question is, since you have the connection, Ray, when do you have to get up to do your catering job? Is it the butt crack of dawn or
I'm
after
not,
the
I'm
butt
not
crack of
catering.
dawn?
I have an
But
invitation. It's Charles and his dog that have to get, or Charles and his
Robot.
AI assistant that need
Yeah.
to get up at like 5 a.m.
Not an AI, a robot. Remember, only as smart as a Furby.
Why don't you just tell
Yeah.
everybody it's an espresso machine?
I guess I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, to actually like catering gigs are like there aren't a lot of breakfast gigs I've got to cater. So it's really more of a roll out of bed at 2 p.m., roll into bed at like 4 a.m. sort of deal.
Yeah, he's waitstaff. He's not the chef.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you would have to do all the prep and rolling silver.
No, absolutely
No,
not.
caterer. Yeah.
Catering.
I'm food service.
Well, catering does a lot of that as well.
It does, but that's not the job I got him. I got him a
Okay.
waiter's job.
Okay.
Come on, dude. I'm not on
Hey,
deck.
hey, I have to know. I have to know. Okay. So the party is going to be in the evening. That doors at 7, parties in full swing by 8. It is definitely an exclusive event. When you when you get close to the facility, you see even from the entrance into the high rise that there's already a security detail in place. By just a quick glance, you can quickly tell that the security is provided by Dragon Tail. They're a top-end security company, and one of their core aspects is aesthetic has to be killer. There is like woven into their suits that you can see scales. They claim that they're all like natural scales, but they're probably synth grown, but part of their aesthetic to make them look very dragon-esque. Very sharp lines, collars, angles. Everyone has the angular sunglasses. Everyone looks like I could just kill you with a chop. So they're out front of this building. There is, of course, the quintessential red carpet that's rolled out, and there are throngs of people that are hooting and hollering as celebrities begin to make their way through the entrance and up to the top floor of the penthouse. But you said that your entrance is in the back, that is concealed by plants and where the catering is coming and going. Who is going to be entering in through the service entrance?
I just want to point out that through the back is how Pacific Rim Jobs works. Yes.
Mhm. That's why Dolphin wanted to go that way, actually.
Yeah, actually, this time I'll be going in through the back. I believe me and my little friend.
Well, you can go in with the caterers, though, right?
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
that's where they're going in and out, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna join
then-
the train.
Yeah, the three of us have. Okay, right.
I'm gonna join the train that's going on in the rear.
Tight fit, but y'all make
Yeah.
it work. Mhm.
Yeah. Everybody will be satisfied in the end.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess since you are going to be taking up the rear, Baza, make me a angler check, just to see if you can keep your cool and keep your robot under control.
Oh
Do a
no.
rear check.
Let's see, angler. Okay, that's not a total shit show. So let's see how this goes. That's a 3 total.
Oh, better than I expected. You absolutely play the role. And did you decide, are you passing off your companion as a droid or as an espresso machine?
I do like the Transformers aspect of that. And
Yeah.
I could make that god awful noise when he goes in and out of that mode. But
He keeps just vomiting oil because he's not actually just
yeah.
Now just to say Special actually oversees espresso techniques.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think that I've got him as more of like a like I'm gonna pitch my caterer and caterer's robot web series to like everybody that I bump into at this thing and make a real asshole out of myself to like play the role to the hilt. So this robot is like my equivalent of having a screenplay with me as I cater this party.
I love it. So you're able to get in through the service entrance, and as soon as you get in through the service entrance, it's a hubbub of activity. There's security that's inside, just making sure nothing is going through that shouldn't be. But as you are dressed the part and you have legitimate work clearance and you've kept your cool, you are pushed through with no problems whatsoever. You barely miss getting kind of flung into some bananas Fosters that people are in the process of pre-building for the flambéing at the top of the hour, and you were kind of escorted up to one of the service freight elevators to take you up with all kinds of various goods. You notice that everyone seems to be taking commands from a very large and oddly shirtless chef. Like he has scars down his washboard abs. He's ruggedly.
I'm going to immediately need to see his food handler's license.
Mhm.
'Cause fuck you.
And also his hands.
Um,
Fucking
Well,
shirtless chef. Go
before-
fuck yourself.
I
Fuck you.
reveal who this is. Are the rest of you? Tell me, are you going to be following your compatriot in, or how are you gaining entrance?
I'm absolutely going through the main entrance. I'm
Main
dressed
entrance.
up. I'm totally glammed up.
And so I believe I have an invite, right?
No, you're going through the secret.
So I have to go through. Okay. I
You
thought
have
there
to
was-
go. You have to go into.
You
the
don't
vents.
have to. You told me you were going
Yeah,
to
you
do
said
that.
you
I
wanted
have
to go on the vent.
I have
You
an
said
invite
it
for
was
you. You wanted to go through the
Dolphin.
roof.
So
Dolphin, you
I'm
cried all night to go into the vents.
I am
You did.
currently like just coating myself with cooking
Vaseline?
grease, whatever we
Yeah.
had, to slide myself through the vents.
Ooh,
Just
I like this. Ready?
Groundskeeper Willie.
Imagine that you've like you have one of those like little children's fishing poles, and you like cast it all the way to the top of this structure, and you're just like reeling your way up, holding onto it like the world's most like low rent Batman.
And then I slide
I
through the vent making dolphin noises like
Yeah.
I have to reiterate how angry I am about this shirtless chef thing.
I
I'm
hate
so
to let
mad
him.
right now.
Dolphin is not the only one glistening right now. Is all we're saying.
So actually, as a real quick thing, because I didn't even get to finish describing the shirtless chef.
Okay.
Where are you in all of this, Ray?
I have an invite. I'm going through the main door.
Okay. Then I guess you will know this, Baza, before the others do. This shirtless chef who's barking commands to everyone is Hungry Baek. He is a cooking streamer and classically trained seafood chef who used to also have a criminal past, but redeemed himself and is now as a very esteemed private chef. He is very intimidating, and you've even seen those videos of off the clock chef fighting. Where there's one chef goes into the arena, one chef comes out, and he is always like the number one ass kicking sushi chef there has
I would
ever
love that show, dude.
Mhm.
Like,
I mean,
I'll-
it's
I legitimately would watch a chef on chef MMA match. Like,
Hey, quick question. How gross is his grease-stained, oil-scarred bullshit torso? I want to point out that at one point in college, when I was working as a chef, a friend of mine grabbed me by the throat. It was like, hey, what are these fucking track marks on your arms? Because I had grease stains up and down my arms from working at grill in a short sleeve shirt. There's a reason you wear a shirt when you're cooking, and it has about 25% to do with safety and sanitation. The rest to do with the fact that you're fucking sorry.
how much deep frying do you actually use when you're making sushi?
well,
It
more,
depends on
more
where
I'm
Disney
importantly
I'm
than
sorry.
that,
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Are you telling me you've never fucking heard of tempura? How much
John?
deep frying do you do in? So go
John.
fuck yourselves.
John,
But
do you
that's
understand the distinction between management and labor?
As a chef, no, absolutely not.
Because as far as I heard from that description, this asshole's just yelling at people and telling them what to do. I don't think you need a shirt for that.
That
Also,
is
there is a difference between tempura and sushi.
Mm-hmm.
If it's traditional sushi, most of that's just raw fish. It's American
Yep.
sushi that deep fries everything. And his job description was traditionally trained, so I doubt he's deep frying all the sushi.
my heart can't take this.
Wow, I thought you would have liked. I could have picked a different obstacle to put in your game. If you had picked a hot
had to-
daddy chef dude,
There's
Just-
only room enough
abs.
in the
Look.
shelf for one hot daddy chef dude.
Hot
just starts
daddy
John-
chef dude.
John
just starts
sells.
breaking down in the foyer. It's like, oh shit.
I'm gonna go get my chef coat.
John's cells are currently at war with themselves, so it was gonna be something if it wasn't shirtless chef that set him off.
So, do you know that this guy can really kick ass if he needs to? And you know that you kind of get a little bit nervous as he stares at you and your, well, non espresso producing robot. And he goes, "Hey, who the fuck are you? I haven't seen you here before."
Ooh, I got just the thing for this. I would like to use my sinker aspect to have ankle biter immediately leap atop one of my shoulders and perform like, John, what's something that's real fucking hard to do in the kitchen that like proves you're a badass?
I think he should jump on your shoulder and then debone a flounder like
Yes.
immaculately.
Excellent. That's what we'll have him do. Okay.
Keep in mind that, like, flounder is like worth its weight in gold in this future. And
Which is
so,
why it's so
what's
perfect.
everybody
I know.
eating in the future then?
It's usually
Synth-
synth
Yeah.
seafood.
yeah.
Okay, then it's a
Bug.
synth flounder.
No. I was building this up as like a, here's really cool, like how your action is going to go. So that's
okay.
a free aspect. So you get a +2 to that roll. So I'm assuming ankle biter doing his function is going to be a sinker. So you have a +5 to that roll. So it's very hard for you to fail.
Yes, it would be. Let's see if I can. Guess what? I just rolled 4 successes on top of that 5, so that's a 9 as a result.
So that's going to be interesting. So when you succeed that well, you call it doing it with style, and so that gives you an ability to put 2 aspects on the situation.
Okay. The other aspect I am going to use
It doesn't have to be
is-
yours. It's like making another one, like making chef impressed, or like making chef weep with adulation, or
Ejaculate.
through bones into eyes of a servant. I don't know, whatever it is.
Forcing chef to put on a shirt.
Here's sorry, John. No, on this occasion, I would like to have the chef ring the instant promotion bell. You know, they
all
they
right.
have one at every job and in every kitchen. Like anytime someone gets an instant promotion, you like ring the bell, right?
Is that
That's
a
how
thing?
it works. That's
I
how it
like how
works, right, guys?
you're standing in a freight elevator.
I've never
Um,
been
and-
promoted, so
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
hanging
know.
from the corner of the elevator. It's
Okay,
like
yes,
right there,
yeah. You never
like
know
right
when it's
there.
gonna happen.
So-
yeah. They've
Or
got
maybe
one in every
the
room.
celebrity chef just has 2 tiny bells hanging from his naked nipples
Oh,
because he
yeah,
never wears his shirt,
yeah.
and he's just like,
So
"Nom, nom, nom."
that's one aspect. What's the other one?
Let's see, and then also above suspicion for me.
Ooh, good thing, as he was about to be. So he goes, "Well, I don't know if you can cook at all, but holy shit,
Good job.
that thing doesn't even have abs, and it's it's awesome."
Oh shit!
And-
Based on my character drawing, I could at this point like gently part my shirt and be like, I
Oh,
have
do
abs for
it.
both of us.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He suggestively pushes the cart of the unpeeled bananas for the Bananas Fosters, and he goes, "What are you doing before the praising of the Rupert?"
And I respond, it sounds like I'm doing you. That's the best I can do, guys. I've never been good at
All right, you know what?
wordplay.
I just for absolute fun. If you
That's
would
a
like,
skill that IRL Charles lacks completely.
if you
It's
would
like-
like to make that as an angler check for flirting back to Chef, you
Do
can
it.
certainly
Do it.
do so.
Do it. Make him an
Yeah,
ally.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Angler. All right, yeah, I can see this happening. Let's see. It's a +5. That's only a total of 2.
Is this good enough? Wonderful. All right. So,
Good,
the
good
2 of
enough.
you
Yep.
are in the freight elevator getting ready to head up. So the other of you, some of you have, so I heard that, Cruz, you're going to be going in front door. So
Mhm.
you have this legitimate, this or illegitimate black sheep of a powerful family ability that you could really use in your advantage to get into this. The question they have is, is your family one of the ones that's involved at this party? So there are corporations that are represented here. Of course, the New Tide is operated by CEO Nitride Way, who's a very charismatic man who's infamous for fathering way too many children and giving them jobs. There are other companies,
Definitely
Finn.
him. My dad's a whore.
All right, and
You
okay,
guys keep it up. I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
so
He's totally
you,
making out with Chef right now.
yeah,
Hmm.
you hear like the
The smacking.
freight.
Blah, blah, blah.
There's a lot of flounder being deboned in there. What's going on?
That's not the only thing getting boned in there.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's what I was trying to make the flounder flopping.
Oh
Um,
no.
so, um, so you walk up to security and they're checking invitations, they're checking IDs, they're even breathalyzing a couple of like really drunk paparazzi, and of course kicking them to the curb. So go ahead and make your angler check to schmooze your way in, and you're going to be using that black sheep of a powerful family. So you are +5 to this roll.
And I got 2 on top of that, so 7.
Uh, yeah, absolutely. What is the spiel you explain of why you don't have an invite and why you should be in, and why are they bad for even stopping you?
Well, so I do have the so I don't need to use my one-time eye ability, right? 'Cause I've
No.
already okay. I pull out my glittery notepad and a pen, and I say, so I'm here for Streamer Times to report on the life of Wade Turner and how he's just rising. His star is just glittering brightly in the sea of stars. And also to do a mini interview with Rupert. Obviously, that's why everyone is here.
So that's with that roll, you get your +2 aspects that you can add into this scenario. What are the 2 aspects that you want to either like invoke or apply to this situation? So I hear maybe one of them is you're actually with the press.
I want to say that a bunch of paparazzi that are in line behind me hear that and completely believe it. So they'll spread the fact that I'm there around. So people will hear that there's this big reporter from Streamer Times, which is a legitimate, organization.
I
And
was
then
gonna
the other,
ask if that was a real thing.
it's absolutely a real thing. And then I'm going to say the other one is this one's tough. Oh, there's so much creativity in this.
I'm also surprised you didn't actually waive your father in this. You're
I
making
don't
it
need
on
him.
your own.
I don't need him.
Wait, is your dad
Well,
the Gorton's fisherman?
and if you don't want to add on something, you don't have to. I figured that maybe being credible might be something you might want to apply since you are
Okay, yeah,
here without your
credible.
press pass.
Credible. Oh, I want to actually instead of credible, I want to pull off like really ditzy, so like no one thinks much of me. I've totally forgot my press pass. You know how it is. I was just rushing to the party. I remembered my notepad and my camera though.
Underestimated.
Yeah. I want that one to be my second one.
Wonderful. So that's all taken care of.
Can I ask one more question? Follow-up question about the streamer times.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
it's a video publication, right? Like they don't have actual articles.
Oh, we do both, you know. So I'm going to do a small video interview with Rupert and just a written interview
No.
with Wade
I meant
Turner.
like the in real life streamer times.
Is there one? I just made that up.
Oh, see, that's what I meant when I asked you if that was a real thing.
So
I
I
thought you
actually
meant
didn't know. I thought you were talking
in-game.
about in the game.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
game, it's a real
Oh.
thing.
Okay.
It should be a known organization,
Yeah.
but not in real life. But
Yeah,
thank you for
Because my question was going to be like, if people are writing articles about streamers, like who reads them? Because neither streamers nor their audience can read, as far as I can tell. I mean, I can't read.
Wow. Apologize to our audience, please. How dare. They would love to read the articles I would write.
I will offer our audience a very poorly written apology, since I qualify as a streamer too.
Speaking of our streamers being able to read, Ricky Ray is sus does say hi to you, PL.
I know. I said hi back. Hi, Ricky.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I didn't realize you were a poem to poem. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are able to get in and you make your way up to the tower. So meanwhile, Dolphin, what is your plan for whatever it is exactly that you are doing? I hear that you are greasing yourself up like a charismatic chef.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was like one thing we actually forgot to get. So we just had to go around the headquarters, and all we could find was like this really greasy leftover tin of like bacon grease that you like pour in, so you don't pour it down the sink. I'm really sorry, Dolphin. It completely slipped my mind because I was trying to pick the most perfect fish parachute, which of course
I don't know why you're apologizing.
it's
You warm that
highlighter
stuff up,
orange.
it's delicious.
I
Like,
know. And maybe
I
the
remember
smell will make Rupert more friendly towards you, I think.
I remember the cans of bacon grease from when I was a kid. Like they always had little tiny flecks of bacon mixed in with the
Yeah.
melted, re-solidified pig fat. It was pretty
Well,
gnar.
now
Yeah.
Dolphin does too, all over her body.
So it's more of a grease and like gravel combined sort of texture.
Yeah.
So, what is your plan, Dolphin?
So I have greased my way through the vents now, slithering on in until I've got a decent vantage point above where Rupert is kept. I could see it through the little slats in the vent and everything.
I like that slippery as an eel is one of your aspects. So I'm just going to make you make one roll for that to make sure you don't get seen by the dragon security force as they patrol around the building.
So I rolled a +1.
All right. Well, and then with your +2 from being slippery as an eel, and then from your hook, that's in a +3. So you basically have a +7 to that.
Yeah.
Because you are slippery as an eel. Yeah, so you don't even make one of the best parts about greasing yourself up, putting yourself through the air vents, is making the squeegee sound as you propel yourself. But you
you don't
have
have to tell
greased
me.
yourself so sufficiently. Hey, you're squeegeeing on something else right now that you don't even make any sound as you were just gliding through the air ducts. Now, keep in mind, this is at the top of the tower, so you have a lot of air duct to conduct through. Are you going to squeegee yourself up like the 20 floors to the penthouse, or is this a means to an end?
Oh, I'm going to squeegee my way up. I'm very good at squeegeeing.
I love this.
It makes a great like squick sound, which people on the other floors can hear like slither by, just squick, squick. Oh no, that's more like what was his name? The stretchy guy from the X-Files. That's the sound he made in the pipes.
Oh yeah,
Tombstone.
One of their best
Eugene Toombs,
episodes of all time. Yeah.
He was in 2 different episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
building
Oh.
nests out of human-made paper mache. I loved it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm eagling my way through this.
All right. It's going to take a while, but I love your dedication to this. And
Always in it to the bit.
as you are going through here, you are able to collect a lot of dust and you shape it into a little bunny and you just keep scooting it
Aw.
along and it keeps like
Aw.
snowballing. So you have like this itty bitty little bunny, and then it like gets to be like the size of a hamster, and then it's the size of a guinea pig, full size rabbit. And if you keep pushing it, it's just be like this humongous dust thing. If you want it.
From Tribble to Chewbacca. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want. You don't have to.
I'll put little googly eyes on it.
I love it. I could fully see your character having an emergency packet of googly eyes.
At all times. All times.
Ah.
Right. So you can be occupied for a while, squicking your way up to the top of the building. That leaves you, Ray. So Ray, you said that you were going to be coming in through the front door, and your approach to getting in was? You were on mute, Ray.
I
John's
have
on
an
mute, do a shot.
invitation.
Is it a
I can
legitimate
just
invitation?
walk in. Yes.
Where did you get a legitimate invitation?
I use my contacts from my past corporate life.
I
I
figured.
have-
That's what I wanted to ask
I
specifically
solve
because
other people's problems, and if you think New Tide hasn't had a slew of problems that I have solved in the past, I am owed so many favors that I forget who I can call on sometimes.
I love it. I was more curious if you were using that or the running from your past was a criminal. So
No,
I see how
sir.
you've got your entrance. So when you flash your invitation, the dragon handler has this look of like, oh shit, a little bit of respect and admiration, but then the oh shit as you swallows hard and then lets you go in.
I give him the raised eyebrow of "Are you going to give me a problem?" but the smirk of "We're cool, man." You know, the combination of like warning but camaraderie.
That person is a little bit confused if you're flirting with them or not and looks hopeful, but then sees your eyebrow is left hanging and is probably going to assume that that means it's this business.
Oh,
He,
I
we
don't
could have
know.
had 2 romances.
Did you?
I am not running the romance path of
Boo.
this game.
Aw.
You know what? One time when we ran the romance path, I ended up murdering myself and Charles.
Oh, jeez.
So I have to be
It was
careful
worth it.
because
Right,
Well,
that's
that's
okay.
I
fun.
will family annihilate in a
Char-
heartbeat.
Charles, all of our romance hopes lie on you and the naked chest chef, okay?
Oh, they're in
You-
capable hands.
I should hope
one-
so.
When we ran one module and Charles here ran shirtless off with goat men for
Yeah.
the goat orgies
The Goatman orgy. There was another one also
with
where
mushrooms.
with the stewardess when we were in the plane, or the steward,
Yeah.
excuse me.
That was the
The
simpler.
flight attendant, yeah. And then
Yeah.
oh yeah. I guess I've boned down on this show quite a few times. Great.
Oh my
Charles is our show bard, even if he never plays the bard. The first question
Yeah.
in mind is always, how do I fuck it?
I did play a bard in one game because he was a country and western bard, remember?
Yeah,
whereas
that was when
whereas
we
my
played
my
Worlds.
question that I come into the show with is, how can I fuck this up?
Yeah.
Dude,
TL, what is your mantra then?
can I eat it? That's usually yours.
Me?
No, can I eat them?
Actually,
That-
that's usually mine.
Yeah.
What drugs do I have to do to eat someone around here?
Let's just say I usually, whenever I would play D&D, I always played a druid. At one point, this really stuck up guy who's playing a knight or whatever, was taking forever just interrogating like the two NPCs when it was obvious that we'd gotten all our information. I was really annoyed. So I wasted a spell slot to transform into a wolf, and I jumped on their couches and started ripping through their cushions. And I annoyed him so much he finally left the tower so we could get on our way.
Wonderful.
So
Life
That didn't go
lessons
where I thought it
to
would go
learn.
with the wolf transformation, by the
Same
way.
here. So, whenever in trouble, transform into a wolf and fuck shit up.
yeah,
Wonderful mantra to live
chaos,
by.
obviously.
Mhm.
Exactly. So, the lot of you are making your way up to the party. In fact, when you start getting close to the floor of the party, is all of you start to feel a sonorous thrum that reverberates through the floors and even like starting to shake the rivets holding the building together. And you can tell that the opening band is beginning to finish their initial set. And from the sounds of it, it's Bog Wizard because it's all nautical and oceanic themed. So a little bit of swamp sorcerer action going on is always a
Hell
good
yeah.
thing. When you all arrive here, you kind of get a montage look at what this party looks like. It is packed with various celebrities, most of them just being droll and just droning on about how awesome they are. Everyone's in love with themselves. Some people are like live streaming themselves. They've got mobile ring cameras and they're talking in third person. It is basically YouTube in life form, and it is glorious and heinous in all at once.
2.5th layer of hell, I think, or circle of hell. Like 2.5 down is YouTube party, I'm pretty sure.
There's a susurrus
Above that.
constantly in the background of people saying like, subscribe, like and
Yeah,
subscribe.
yeah.
Above that,
Subscribe.
or one circle down, worse in hell is a party full of salespeople that
Yep.
who love sales.
You do overhear someone talking about a NFT 3.0 venture, and
Where's my
the
knife?
Dragon security people just forcibly grab the person by the shoulders and
Yay!
take them and plant them in the shark tank. And everyone just applauds. It's just
Yeah.
like sharks just mow them down. Like this glass, the glass just goes into a red, just water everywhere, and then those little sucker fish just kind of clean sides of the tank, and you can see it again.
So, do you remember from the second ever episode of Metalocalypse that featured Dr. Roxo? Like the suit, I forget his name, Charles something.
That's their
He
lawyer.
Yeah, he says
Yeah.
to Roxo, like, we'll have we'll get you a ride home and make sure that you get home safe and sound. And then he turns to the security guys and he's like, give him the boots, medium style. And the next shot is them like kicking the shit out of him in the parking lot. So I like to think that's give him the sharks, medium style.
Medium
No,
style.
they gave them to him.
That's my
Raw
bread and
dog.
butter you're fucking with.
Yes, that's my
So-
bread and butter you're fucking with.
You can see that there's Dragon Tail security going on. They're checking visitors, making sure they're having fun and also not causing problems, like talking about NFT trading. And you see coming up, you hear a ding, and there's a elevator that opens up, and there is a extra disheveled, um, shirtless chef with a little robot on his shoulder, and another shirtless chef, and it looks like they have prepared all kinds of sashimi on their way up, and hors d'oeuvres are being set out and being paraded around. You know that you have probably at least 30 minutes before the next praising of the Rupert. In fact, you can see a clock that is ticking down, and you see people that are loading the obligatory confetti cannons for the occasion.
I admire the fact
lot of
that
confetti in this episode.
I admire the fact that this streamer obviously spent like a lot of money to get this custom 10-foot grandfather clock that just is like a column that ends with a like 10 times the life size shape of Rupert, just a replication of him, and in his mouth is the clock counting down to his own praising. I take
I
a
like
photo.
how you built that in.
Can I say something real quick? So
Only if it's praise Rupert.
it
Praise
has something
Rupert.
directly to do with
Praise
praising Rupert.
Rupert.
Praise Rupert. So like I had minor dealings today through my regular job with a company that makes inflatables, like the giant gorillas for car dealerships or whatever. And like I was thinking to myself, like, man, the pandemic must have been a rough time for that business. Like, what we're gonna need a giant inflatable for blank spot. Like,
Well, maybe, I mean, never underestimate the lunar crowd. You know,
true enough.
I would love to know, Dolphin, as you are squeegeeing your way through the system. And again, I think you're going to be probably coming in last to this floor just because it takes a long time to take the stairs, like 20 floors up versus, the air ducts. But I have a feeling that probably your air duct is going to lead somewhere pretty strategic. And I'd like to know where your air duct is going to eventually be emptying out.
meanwhile, in the air duct. So, and I'm just like singing to myself as I go along, just having a great
Thank you,
time.
PL.
So I would like to think that the reason I'm in this air duct is because there will be a vent that will allow me to see directly down into Rupert's tank. So I know the precise moment to drop in. I'm going to then shift into a side vent, squeegee my way down about 10 feet, and then drop directly behind the
The
security guy so I
handler.
could
Yeah.
take him out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I am. If you would like, you have like, I think 3 fate points at this time, Dolphin. If you want to burn like at least one of those, we'll expedite your squicking your way up to the top, just so then you can make sure you're poised for this.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I was
It
thinking
was
of
it was so you have three fate points that you could use during this game. I was just gonna help expedite your journey to the top if you want to sacrifice one of those points. That way, as you're not lagging behind.
okay,
Since
and
you're
do I
going up manually up the Kevin Costner Tower, you're
all right, yeah.
climbing through the bowels of
I mean,
Kevin
I'm very
Costner.
good at this. I go pretty quick, but yes, I will sacrifice one of my fate points.
All right. All right, then I will say that you were up there at the same time. At the same time, it takes someone to take an elevator, basically. So that's what I'm saying, like really expediting that. So
Holy
you
shit,
were,
Dolphin.
It's like, have you ever seen one of those like like those fish hoses that they use to
yes.
transport salmon? It's like that. That's basically what I just did.
All right. So you see it as Bog Wizard gets ready to leave the stage and been setting up for the next praising of the Rupert. You see kind of a banner unfurling in the background for Highland Star. She's a singer. She's an online celebrity, and some of you might know, but especially you, Cruz. She's also an illegitimate daughter of Wei, the CEO of New Tide.
Oh, so she's like my sister.
And she definitely kind of gives you like a friendly side eye a
I'm
bit
just like,
and she winks like really hard if she's in on the thing. And she kind of looks over at Rupert's tank.
I give her kind of a little nod, like,
So, Ray, what are you doing in all of this? You're the first thing that you kind of really get an instinct for as you were looking about here is the security presence, but then also with your running from your past, you have had a run in before with that shirtless chef. He also used to be a diver and made all kinds of illegal runs before he redeemed himself. And you're pretty sure if he were to catch you, he would recognize you. Probably not in a good way either.
Well, good thing he's in the kitchen, and I am not.
He is at an action station with his new sous chef and robotic sous chef, and they are making sashimi live. In fact, he'll just occasionally point to a fish at a tank, and someone will fish it out with a net and bring it to him still wriggling. And with the help of the robotic sous chef, just expertly skin and debone the fish while it's still alive.
Oh,
Wow.
They do
Um,
that in some forms of sushi.
that doesn't retract my oh.
Yeah.
What is line again?
Line is kind of in a way as like intelligence. It's how we're kind of using it. Making
Okay.
plans, executive planning, thinking.
Okay, no, this is great. This is actually perfect. So my plan is I'm going to use my line to do two things. I'm going to I am for right now going to stay out of his, like, essentially keep people between me and the chef so he never sees me. But my plan is to, as soon as I believe Dolphin has made the let's call it a dead drop, hopefully less emphasis on the dead, I'm going to approach the chef table and ask my friend how he's enjoying the job I got him in front of said chef, which should create a big enough distraction
But
for
it's
everyone
not
to get
time
thrown
yet.
out.
It's not time yet.
Which is
No,
why
no,
I'm not
he's
doing
gonna
it
wait.
yet.
Yeah, he's
Which is
gonna wait.
why I said when I believe.
Okay. Okay. Oh my god, you made me so anxious all of a sudden.
And that's the challenge, is that heists take a long time. They're slow simmering burning, and we are 2 hours of action packed, and so that leaves at 15 minutes. So we're gonna turn up that gas, and we're gonna say
And
that
I'm going to
we're-
start my own personal timer right now.
Ooh.
but I think that's a great idea. So it's 5 minutes till Rupert time, and you go up to your former, well,
No,
maybe
right after Rupert time. Right after Rupert time
this
is
is
when I'm doing.
after Rupert time. Gotcha.
Yes.
I
So
pardon.
let's just skip
Let's-
to Rupert time.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
skip
just
the
get
Rupert
through
time.
it.
I want to say, as Rupert time approaches, I have gone to where his main aquarium is. So, assumably, Dolphin is on the other side in one of the vents, and I'm kind of haunting that area in case I hear anything and I need to go and help. And I'm also keeping other people away from that area by acting really vapid and annoying.
You fit
Like-
right in.
Yeah, like I have like a microphone and I'm like, "Oh my god, what do you do for a living? What do you eat on a daily? Do you know your calories? Do you know your calories? Have you tried Greek yogurt?" And I'm keeping everyone away from that area.
We lost Greece to the floods. 3
It's
years.
fake Greek yogurt. Have you tried it?
You don't want to pull that thread, Ian. Trust me. I would have all kinds of questions about a water world with no
Well, that's
fish
why
and like
you're
what we're
working the
eating.
catering.
Yeah.
Okay? Keep filleting the fish with your boyfriend, please. It's
My
almost
little
it's almost
robot's
Rupert
doing all the
time.
work.
It's almost
Okay.
Rupert time.
All right.
So let's say it's Rupert time. Extract the fish,
Can I set the scene up?
please.
Please.
Okay, so the giant towering Rupert clock, it hits top of the hour on the clock in the fake Rupert's mouth, and his fins start to flap because he's actually an animatronic. We couldn't tell that from the floor, and he starts inflating, just inflating and lighting up because it's full of LEDs
Adorable.
to announce the coming of the true Rupert. And everyone
Oh.
turns and they face it, and the front of the column opens up. That's the display. That's where Rupert will go to be worshipped before he goes back to his home.
Hey, out there in internet land, if you're a clockmaker who could make that thing for real and like are willing to quote me a price, get at me.
Praise
love it.
Rupert.
Praise Rupert.
Praise Rupert.
Praise Rupert.
All right, so how are you extracting Rupert? I heard no hooks. Someone maybe still has this loose tub of chum.
I'm not allowed to
And
put them in my mouth, so
there,
Boo.
we did preface this with there may be chunks, and there are chunks in the Tupperware.
Mm.
So who's snatching Rupert?
I would also like to just preface this by arguing that I feel like animals get very used to habit. And I would like to say that Rupert probably swims to the extraction point where normally the handler would scoop him out and put him in the transport because he's so used to it and actually probably enjoys being worshipped, if we're being honest.
Yeah, who
So-
wouldn't?
All right, Cruz, are you going to make the snatch?
No, I'm assuming Dolphin is because
Yeah, I
she's
have the
in the vent.
highest.
Just keep winning.
yeah.
All right.
I'm guarding the door.
Okay,
All right.
Dolphin, extract the puffer.
All right, so I got a +1 average.
What
And what
are
I'm
you
going to
rolling?
do is I'm going to act like I'm cleaning the edge of the tank. Okay. I'm going to go over and I'm going to just kind of like rub with a cloth that I pulled from my pocket in one of the corners and act like I have a stubborn spot. And then I use my other hand to slip the Tupperware into the water.
Is this before or
heist
after
if-
Rupert
It's a
time?
go. The
It is
heist is
a
a go. Repeat,
Are
you-
it is a go.
Which stat were you rolling, Dolphin?
Hook.
Hook. Okay, and you only got a 1.
+1.
That's
yeah.
not adding your +3
I'm adding my +3. Yeah. I need to
for
add
a
my
total of 4 or a total of 1.
total of 4.
Okay, major difference. That's why
Yeah,
I'm glad.
sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is successful, and you can apply either a new attribute or to the situation, or activate one of yours, like patient predator, or maybe queuing up the
Okay.
one that got away.
I'm going to queue up the one that got away.
I like this. Tell me how you snatch the fish and how you escape with the fish.
So the fish slides into the Tupperware. I slide the lid over it with my hand, extract it from the water, and then I pretend to vomit. I vomit all over the side, not onto the tank itself, but on the floor, so
So
everyone's
you're not
attention.
pretending, you're actually vomiting.
Well, I am actually vomiting. I can force myself to vomit, so this is
Okay,
my
good.
skill.
What did
okay?
you
It's-
have for your?
Samesies.
What did you eat?
So
I
what
need
I
these
ate
details.
for lunch was 3 cans of Campbell's bean with bacon soup without the water. Just like I did not mix
Just
it with
the
water.
pure,
Just pure bean with bacon
chunky,
soup. Yeah.
Okay.
So that hits the floor and
globular.
takes everyone's attention, and then I
Especially
moonwalk
because then I
toward-
go, oh my God, look, that isn't a vegan diet, everyone. And everyone's like, huh?
and they're now all live streaming it.
Yeah. Get out
And
your
then-
phones. Let's make fun of her. Let's
I
bully.
slip backwards towards the service door.
As she's
And-
doing that, I'm going to do my move as well.
I have to ask: were you? Did you double cross each other at some point, you and Hongre, or former lovers?
Oh.
Nothing so spicy as that. We worked for competing companies,
Okay,
and
I was trying to figure out.
and I cost him a job. In fact, it's my fault he's shirtless. I gave him an injection that made him allergic to shirts, so he could no longer disguise himself. Tragic.
So
it's
he-
also known as the Randy procedure.
We did a chest off.
Yeah.
His chest
He
is down.
break-
Oh, we switched chests. So
He
I'd like to
punk-
roll my line for this,
Please do.
because here's the thing.
Roll a line.
Not only so I have ride the wave that gives me a +2 at creating advantages when line when turned into an unexpected development to an advantage. So I'm rolling with a +5 right now,
Do it.
and that's a 5.
All right. So, I would love to know how this starts to play out, because you have this great scene. Like, I imagine taking a big cleaver and like thunking it down, like making a big sound. But what is the scene that unfolds from this that brings in everyone's attention?
I don't even look at at Hongre. I look at my friend, um, who I got the job, and say, look at that! You're already promoted. I just got you this job. You're so great at this. Isn't he great? Oh, hey, Hongre. Uh, I'm glad that my trust in you, our camaraderie, and our own very important and special relationship has been able to give you this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm supposed to yes and this and like infuriate the cook, I assume.
You can play this however you want, but I am torpedoing your romance.
Yeah, see, that wasn't how I was gonna play it, but whatever.
Spin it. Don't let him ruin it. We all deserve love.
No, I've been through this
We
before.
all
It's
there's
gone.
attributes that you can use.
No,
There's no-
Charles isn't
there's
allowed
no
to love
winning
anyone but
this.
me.
There is no when John wants his way, it's best to just roll with it. All right, so I don't know. Is there like a fist fight? Is that what we're going for?
I'm hoping
Keep
we
in-
just get thrown out, honestly. I don't want a fist fight.
Okay. All right. That then we get. I don't know.
Now, keep in mind, you can use either your abilities are been there, get sacked, and MacGyvering. So you could use this whole situation to your benefit with that, which is the benefit of the system. So all it takes is a cleverly placed squeeze or batted eye, or you could sucker punch, you could flambe everything since you have the Bananas Fosters,
Charles,
the favorite
fight for your
dessert
love.
of the birthday boy.
Fight for your love. Fight for it.
Well, on the one hand, there is
Fight
fight for my
for it.
love, but on
Fight
the
for
other
your
hand,
love.
there's the option to set everything on fire.
Oh,
Your
that's
robot
always
is
been really
whispering in
funny.
your head, I want to make espresso.
I'm imagining this creature like your robotic pal, like the fruit fucker from Penny Arcade, by the way. That's the image I have in my mind.
Oh, I don't think I know I read Penny
It's
Arcade at
it's
one
a
point.
fruit juicer that fucks fruit and then comes the juice
Oh,
out for you.
well, that sounds delightful.
You
I
need a trigger
am
warning on
going
trigger
I am going to set everything on fire. I have a book of matches in my pocket, and I light the whole book on fire, and I toss it right in the midst of all that. Bananas Foster is made with what? Rum?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, in the middle of all that rum, and we're gonna blaze up real nice. Me and my love are going out in a blaze of glory.
What the fuck?
I love it. I love it so much.
I will not allow it.
I mean, you're gonna go up in a blaze. How much hairspray you got?
Aquanet.
As one of these divers, I happen to have a nice powerful glass breaker in my pocket, and I just hammer the heck out of the aquarium to spill water everything. I will not let your love die.
I am going to sneak away during this.
Since we're close to time here, I'm kind of imagining this scene, and tell me how this reads. But basically, you have a person who is just vomited while stealing a fish surreptitiously, while the rest of your crew is making a big fuss and massive property damage
And now I'm
and
tossing it
endangering
to his
to
little
others.
parachute.
So
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that the Dragon Tail security force is like swooping in on 3 of you while everyone's just left Dolphin with like the Tupperware of Rupert and
the
like a
parachute.
greased up body to like slurp back up. I don't know how.
No,
I mean,
remember,
how
Dolphin's gonna throw the puffer out with the parachute.
breaking it. So you need to break a window and toss the fish out.
Or go out onto the
or hear me
balcony.
out.
Yeah.
Open
got
a
one of those-
window.
No, I'm a thief. I've got one of those little things where I can cut a perfect puffer
She did
size.
say it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. I love it.
And
Alright.
I'm breaking the aquarium side to save Charles and his beefy chef boyfriend so that they can love each other.
Okay.
Well, I
So-
like to imagine that my new Chef Boy toy carries me to safety in his big brawny arms, and that at the next cage match, I'm in his corner massaging those big old muscles and giving him that thing to spit into while he's like fucking dudes up.
Your mouth?
It'll be great.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say.
also
I'm claiming credit that neither of you got burned because I covered everything in aquarium water, and that also slowed down the security, allowing us all to escape.
I'd like
It was
to
pretty
add that
hilarious. There was a lot of like that, Hanna-Barbera
Yeah.
like running in place noise.
Yeah.
someone needs to get a suckerfish stuck on them, and then I'm also imagining that the Shark Tank that just ate NFT Bro is probably going to eat some CEOs or some other people that.
Well, that'd be
probably-
a
You can
different
only
tank.
hope.
They wouldn't keep the sharks in with Rupert.
That's true. I didn't realize you were breaking the Rupert tank.
I
All
was
right.
breaking because I was the one I was closest to, and it was covered in puke.
So we're going to kind of close this scene with utter chaos.
Yep.
Okay, but
a
does Rupert
short
land?
romance.
Does Rupert land?
Throwing
And-
Rupert out the
Yeah.
window. Yes.
I'm imagining that Rupert is like flying free, and like you hear like some Sarah McLachlan playing as a slow mo, like you're like in the arms of an angel.
It's actually Rupert singing.
Like you can like if you want to make it dramatic, like the napkin parachute gets wet and it starts to fall too fast, and like the sepia tone slow mo camera like starts jumbling 90s style, like the show of freneticness, and then Rupert inflates himself and then like floats gently down
majestically off.
into
Yeah.
the sunroof of the car.
I love it.
And then that leaves the rest of you to figure out how you're going to escape from this chaos. But Rupert itself has made its exit, and then you're set up to get money. Whether or not you have to use that for
Love
bail or whatnot. But that's Wet Runner. And
And
that
it
is-
got wet.
It did.
It-
It got
It did.
some of it's got very wet.
It
That's
got
written
wet.
by-
It got runny. It's Wet Runner.
Wet Runner is written by Paul Etten Majevic, and art is by Flo Belmont, and it is published by Weird Age Games. So thanks for letting us check it out. They have a Discord that you can check out that Etten runs, and you can also see a lot of their other previous works like Hardwired Island, Breakfast Cult, Oh Dang Bigfoot Stole My Car with My Friend's Birthday Present Inside, and more. So,
Would you say the name of that Bigfoot one again?
oh, comma, dang, exclamation point. Bigfoot stole my car with my friend's birthday present inside.
I really want to play that game.
I do
If you want to
too.
find it, it is available at etten.itch.io/Bigfoot.
And
It's
we'll
a hack
have
of
the
lasers and feeling.
we'll have the link to their Kickstarter for Wet Runner in the show notes as always. We do have a few announcements today. For Bridget and PL, Darkness Beyond the Stars pre-orders are now live. And where can people go to pre-order that?
They can go to saltheartpress.com. That's the press that's putting it all out there, and it has a page for The Darkness Beyond the Stars. I'm the editor. Bridget D. Brave is one of my writers who made a really amazing story. I also did all the interior art, which was really exciting. It drops August 31st. You can get a pre-order bundle. You can check out my Twitter for that at author PLM, and you get stickers and a bunch of merch if you want it.
Lovely. For Charles Bernard, his new book, He Led Us into the Wilderness and Spoke to Us, is still available at Amazon, at Godless, and of course at madnessheart.press.
It's really
Um,
good. I stayed up 2 hours reading it yesterday, and I had to convince
Aw,
myself
thanks.
to sleep by taking a sleeping pill, or else I would have kept reading the
Aw.
book.
It's
And
next
And
to
I
my
would
Thank
say
you.
why I wanted to keep reading it, but I don't want to spoil it for people. But for people who are very familiar with Jonestown as a red-blooded Hoosier, I was like, this is incredible. And then it takes the historical elements of it and amplifies it. Sorry, I'm stealing that spot there, John. I was just saying I was really impressed because I was reading a whole bunch of it yesterday. Anyways, I love you.
Just
Bye.
remember, I'm on a timer now.
Oh yeah.
You got 11 minutes.
On top of Charles's new book, we have a new book from Ed Lee, erotic horror. It is called The Backwoods. It is available on Amazon, on Godless, and of course, madnessheart.press. go get it, guys. Just go buy all these
Get
books
it.
because they're all good. Get it. KillerCon is in only a couple of weeks now. Less than a couple of weeks. You can find tickets there at killerconaustin.com. If you want to write spooky stuff or be involved in the horror industry at all, it is nearly required attending if you are capable of it. But at the same time, we have some other stuff from Madness Heart Press. Specifically, you can currently sign up to be notified for the brand new game coming out from Madness Heart Press called Splatter League, or Welcome to the Splatter League, if you want to say the full stink on it. That is a system that I designed with the help of Ian. Ian also is contributing a full adventure, well, a full mini adventure. It's a shorty, but it's a goodie. To the book, art from Simone Tometa and art from Kim Diaz Home and cover by Dan Noble. It's going to be a hardcover little book. It's going to be gorgeous. And we're trying to get some more funds to put more art and maybe even another adventure in there. Double adventure. And finally, next month we have 3 books. Well, we have 1 book coming out from Josh Schlossberg, the editor of the Jewish Book of Horror, called Charwood. It is a Jewish eco-horror novel.
Folk horror, too. Jewish eco-folk horror.
Yes, thank you. Jewish eco-folk horror. It's really cool. He won the Hag Award last year for his book, Malin. So really top-notch writer. You should check that out. And then I have 2 books coming out next month. Neither one are from Madness Heart Press. All I Want Is to Take Shrooms and Listen to the Color of Nazi Screams, coming from Planet Bizarro Press, an autobiographical novel / poetry collection / novel. It's a thing. It's completely experimental, and I love it very much. And No Guilt of Bloodshed, my very first Western. Will it be my last? That depends. Depends on how many of you guys order it and buy it and read it. So do these things. It's going to be great. We have all this cool stuff happening. And finally, I'd like to thank Bog Wizard for the use of our intro and outro music, which is Barbaria for the album Purple Miasmic Smoke. What?
One
Ian?
walk-on. It's a one walk-on. I didn't know it until like midway through the show. It's a fun thing for people that are going to Gen Con and checking out World of Game Design, people that we've partnered with some of our side projects on the show. If you are signed up to play their Mayan Epics introductory module, I wrote it. And it's really cool to see that it's been published and it's in print and people are running it at Gen Con. So that's real cool. I just found that out.
There is another game or another Morkborg supplement that just came out with some of my stuff in it, but I wasn't paid for that, so I'm not gonna plug it. Actually, I've decided.
Well, plug in some fingers.
Instead, you should plug Apostles of Affliction. By
Oh my
John
God,
Balfour
Apostles of
Jr.
Affliction is out. Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Apostles of Affliction is actually the opposite, where I was paid for the project, and then they turned around and gave me the files and said I could also sell it. So that's like incredible. That's from Chain Assembly. Great guys, great products, amazing art, and super kind and generous. So thank you for reminding me of that, Charles.
It's a plague-based adventure for your Morkborg. Yeah,
it is. Is a town that worships disease. I'm really happy with it. And that's all. I think that's all. PL, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And you, audience, thank you so much for joining us on this consensual journey we call Wandering Monster. My name is John Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
I'm Bridget Brave.
I'm PL McMilan. Praise Rupert.
I was going to say I'm Praise Rupert.
We will return next week, but don't worry if you can't wait that long. Bridget knows a shortcut.